Hey babes, yeah, I'm back. It's been way too long since my last video and yeah, I'm ready. Let's do this. I think we should take it like a little more personal. This time I wanted to show you some cool tips and tricks, and it's funny because some people have been asking me if I actually shoot in my own kitchen, if these videos are in my kitchen. Like, yeah, this is mi casa. This is my kitchen. Welcome to Casa Alfia de Dallas. Yay! And I actually had a really fun suggestion from one of my YouTube subscribers. Thanks, Megan. To do like a little mini kitchen tour and like a la cribs, and I really like that idea. It's fun. You guys make me feel so famous. So we'll do some of that, and then I'm gonna talk to you about something that I think is really important, and that is that loving yourself starts right here in the kitchen, in your kitchen, well, or my kitchen, you know, whatever works. Like, you can use my kitchen to love yourself. Wait, I don't know what I just agreed to. Anyway, so I think that some people find when they start a green smoothie habit, or when they start to do slow cooked foods or meals more often, that there's extra energy and effort that they need to put in, and there's more grocery shopping, there's more cleaning, there's more cooking, there's more prep time, and it can be overwhelming, and it can, it's kind of an adjustment for people in our society that have a very fast-paced lifestyle and want food immediately. But I think that's okay, and I want to talk more about that later. But it's like the general theme that I'm running with here. But what I notice is that I will tend to grocery shop 2 times a week, at least, if not more often. And it just really depends on that any given day, and if I have my 2 kids in tow, because grocery shopping with children is a special kind of hell, and I don't recommend it. So if somebody is actually supervising my children, then I can do like a super leisurely grocery shop without like breaking up fights or anything. So yeah, that's like a different kind of grocery shop. But when I do shop, I've completely given up on produce bags. And I mean, why are they so hard to open? What the fuck? I mean, it just drives me crazy. There's that. I don't like throwing away a bunch of plastic bags, and it just takes so much longer when I need to use those. So I just, and some people are really wise, like they use those reusable mesh bags. Those are really cool, but I've just given up on bags altogether. And I have mixed reactions from the checker. They don't really love their conveyor belt getting all wet, but I really didn't spray down all the fruit with water, so sorry, that's not really my fault. And some of you might be saying, that's gross, like she's putting the produce in her grocery cart and on this dirty conveyor belt. I mean, yuck, aren't we talking about being healthy? But I know when I get home, I'm gonna wash my food very thoroughly, and get all the dirt and grime and stuff off of it, so it doesn't even bother me anymore to put it on like a conveyor belt. And I'm pretty sure during the transportation process it's touched a lot of dirty things. So I would thoroughly recommend that you wash your fruits and veggies too, even if you use produce bags. But I wanted to actually shoot this video in a grocery store to talk about tips and tricks for picking the freshest produce, and I've actually just been having a really difficult time getting authorization. So Whole Foods, Central Market, what's up? Why is this so hard? Work with me. That's still in the works. I'll get that out to you as soon as I can, but I thought I'd go over a few general ideas here and then maybe do like a companion blog post with more specific certain types of foods, what you really want to look for in them. And when I grocery shop, the main things that I'm really after are how firm is the fruit or the veggie. You know, one thing that really grosses me out is like cucumbers that are super soft. You know, you want a certain amount of give, and that's not much, because if you have too much, if it's really soft, it's definitely telling you that it's been ripe for a while and maybe there's some decay there. You want to look for bruises, any kind of insect holes or anything. You know, just give it a once over before you pick it up. You don't really have to go crazy squeezing it. I don't think they like that either. And as far as like citrus type fruits, you want to make sure that these guys are not too hard, because if you're getting hard limes and lemons, they actually could be totally dry inside, which means they're super old. So you want these guys to be pretty soft. And then bananas, which I've mentioned before on the blog, you want to make sure that those guys have the little brown spots. And I think a lot of people don't really understand that, but those are called sugar spots, and they show that the banana is actually ripe. And if you start eating bananas without the sugar spots, you may get constipated. I mean, they're not ripe and there's a lot of starch in there. So look for the brown spots. They're actually good for you. What you may see about my kitchen is that I like to store my produce out in the open, at least, you know, the non-refrigerated stuff. I like it to be in like clear vases or containers, so I can keep an eye on whether it's, you know, starting to go rotten, starting to spoil, if there's fruit flies or anything, you know. And I also think it adds a certain amount of ambiance to a kitchen to have this cornucopia of fresh produce out. Just, I like it. It's pretty and it smells good. So now I guess I'll let you see what's in my refrigerator. Let's see if I'm like some kind of rapper or baller with like 200 Gatorades, or what's in here. Yeah, no Gatorade. I have no Gatorade in my refrigerator, but I do have a pretty decent amount of food, and this is pretty standard for my family. Both my husband and I do green smoothies every morning, and we cook dinner about 4 to 5 times a week with, you know, fresh produce and meat and stuff. But sometimes, you know, it's even more than this, and we gotta kind of like shove it in. It's not easy, but at least once a week, I will take everything out of the fridge, and I will completely pull out these produce drawers and wash them with soap and water. I have a favorite soap from Method that I like to use. I'll list it below. It's the citrus ginger, and it's got a lot less chemicals than some of your other ones. But I'll clean everything out, because if you're using a healthy amount of fruits and veggies and greens every week, you're gonna notice that your refrigerator tends to get dirty. You know, there might be dirt and old leaves or seeds or whatever is collecting. So I just think when I bring home my fresh food, I want it to go into a clean, organized place. So even though I don't use produce bags at the store, I use them at home. I use these ones from Simple Ecology, and the cool thing about these, they're like a linen. The cool thing about these is you put your greens inside, you see my kale, and you wet them, and it keeps your produce moist longer. And the way that I found out that I needed that was when I ditched my produce bags. I was storing my greens inside of my drawer, and I had the humidity on high, but things were getting wilted and going bad much faster than they were before I stopped using the produce bags. And so I knew I had to come up with a new solution, and I did some research, and I really love these. And by no means are these like the end-all be-all product for this. I would love if you have a special product for that you love to use, please let me know in the comments, and give me your suggestions, give me your recommendations. I love finding out about new products. I just tend to think that these ones are really cool, and you don't even have to use these bags. Before I got these bags, I was just using wet paper towels. I was just dampening the paper towel and wrapping it around the greens and storing it in here and just making sure that the paper towel wasn't drying out. But I do love these bags. You can just easily hand wash them and dry them. And as you can see, my husband is still on the plastic bag campaign. And that's cool. Everybody's on their own path, right? Anyway, yeah, and you'll see we still every now and then will spring for pre-prepared fruits, cut fruits. It just makes your prep time that much faster in the morning when you don't have to cut up a whole pineapple, and you may be more likely to actually do a green smoothie if it's a little bit easier, a little less time consuming. A bottle of wine is in my fridge often. Anyway, so yeah, that's my fridge, and I hope you enjoyed that portion of the video. But really the most important thing I want to leave you with is the idea of caring for yourself is, in the grocery shopping and the taking time to make your food and, staying hydrated, sleeping enough, exercising enough. All of those things take time and energy and effort, and a lot of times we lie to ourselves. We say, well, I don't have the time for that. But the truth is we just don't make the time for that. We really have time for whatever is the most important priorities in our life. And when we set ourselves, like our health and our well-being, as the top priority, I think that our life starts to shift. Our world starts to shift. When we say my body and its health is of optimal or is of top priority, then we actually say how much we love ourselves. It's like telling the world and reminding ourselves that we love ourselves. And when we don't make time for that, when we're eating a lot of fast food, when we're drinking a lot, when we're not resting well, when we're not moving our bodies much, we're kind of telling ourselves the opposite. Like, I don't really love you that much right now. I'm not putting your well-being at the forefront. And I think there's definitely room for a balance there. There's still room for fun and fast food and all that good stuff. But I do think that once we start to put those healthful nutrients into our body, we start to change everything in our lives. I think the way we think starts to change, the way that we dream starts to change, maybe what we think we can accomplish or achieve or obtain starts to evolve, and that's really powerful. I think when we can be at optimal health and we can start to go after everything we've ever dreamed of, that's really exciting to me. And I think it all starts with what you put into your body every morning, every day. That old adage of you are what you eat, it's actually true. I mean, you are made up of what you've put into your body every day. And it's important, So take a little extra time to take care of yourself, because you're so worth it. And I am so happy that you joined me here today at Mi Casa, and I hope you liked it. If you did, feel free to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and check out the blog, www.jennyjourney.com. I don't have any music playing in my kitchen right now, so dancing feels really bizarro. This is my first live audio, and I hope you liked it. It's something new for me. I was actually a little bit scared to do this, but I don't know, I think it turned out okay. I love you guys, and I hope you have an excellent day. produce, I wanted to shoot a video inside of the grocery store and just show you how fun it is to go shopping and all the beautiful colors and lovely smells. Well, I can't show you that. We're just gonna do a little test.